It's Madden NFL 23. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it comes your way next on EA Sports.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
The kicker, Chris Boswell, has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. A time for Mac Jones and his Patriot offense to take the field. Jones now in his second season since being selected 15th overall in 2021.
I think we'll all remember 2021 as a banner quarterback draft, and we saw 5 taken in the first round. It was actually the 5th of those 5, Mac Jones, who's the runner-up in the Rookie of the Year voting with the 5th most yards by a rookie in league history. The Patriots, they have to be dancing in the streets with the idea that this guy is going to be their quarterback for about the next 10 years.
Jones looking to throw right away. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now Jones. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a first down carry for Harris. He's got it to the 43 here.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Throwing Jones. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Miles Jack, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. Here come the Steelers for the first time in this game with their free agent signing at quarterback, the former #2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky is getting his 2nd chance to start in the NFL and will be with another storied franchise, this time the Pittsburgh Steelers. He slowly fell out of favor in Chicago after making a Pro Bowl in his 2nd season. But what a lot of people don't realize is that he had a winning record as a starter in each of his last 3 years with the Bears. He convinced a lot of people as a backup in Buffalo, including Pittsburgh, that there's still something to be unlocked in him as a starter.
First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers.
At the 20.
Now Trubisky to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. And they get to him right out of the gate, and this defense hoping that that's a harbinger of things to come.
Yeah, when you give up a first-play sack, makes your quarterback wonder if he's going to go to the sidelines and talk with his offense coordinator and head coach and say, hey, you know that game plan we put together? We might need to change it right now.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. First carry for Najee Harris.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Trubisky. He's going to air one out. He's got him in, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Patriots. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
I know a lot of defensive coaches have certain guys on their squad that they look to as drive stoppers, guys who can make big plays, interceptions, knock it free. In this case, they didn't need one. The offense supplied it for them, just dropping the ball.
Yeah, and that was after they were doing so well on this drive through the air. They go to the ground, doesn't work. before the ball changes hands. They're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Now it's Trubisky. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll run with Stevenson to begin the drive. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun. Jones. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
Nelson Aguilar's moved around a little bit in the NFL with stops in Philadelphia and Las Vegas. But last year in New England, was brought in as a free agent to stretch the field and make big catches downfield. His turn this time for a target, and he gives them a first down.
On 1st and 10, Jones. Flushed, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Off the play fake. Jones. Dancing. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, And it'll lead to a 3rd and long. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Oh, good move. A 44-yard punt. They're going to wind up losing yardage on the return, though. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And this one too low.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now it's Trubisky. He finds Pickens over the middle. And he will have a Steelers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. That's swung out wide to Harris. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And he's going to take this down close to the 1st as he's brought down at the Patriots 42. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Trubisky to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
They'll try to run with Harris. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris. It's a 1-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And the Patriots gearing up to go now. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Jones. Eluding the pressure right. Open receiver here. Complete. It's Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go, baby. Let's have some fun. Let's go, baby.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And caught by Henry. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Trubisky. And this one is incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Trubisky will throw. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. On the return is Jones from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Jones, and over the middle, this is Parker. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Jones, off the play fake. Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down. 15 yards there for number 15.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Two minutes gone by, second quarter. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have you guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
And Harris is not going to get there. Great work defensively to stop him short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's Jake Bailey now. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
A move to New England from Baltimore suited Matthew Judon nicely with 12.5 sacks in his first year of a new 4-year contract with the Patriots. That was a new career high for him, 7th in the NFL, and the most for a Patriot since 2015.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Trubisky under pressure again, and down he goes again. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. Harris running straight ahead. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Defense owned that sequence, kept them right around the goal line.
How about a 3-play sequence where they did exactly as you described, owned every play, got them backed up, now they're going to get the football back. Personally, I don't rush the punter here. I play punt safe, let them punt it to me, and give my offense great field position.
Yeah, if you play your cards right, you can be in plus territory pretty quickly here. The Steelers send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here.
39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10.
Every day, let's do what we do every day. Let's go now, let's go. Say what you got. It's showtime, baby. That's right. Let's go.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Trubisky's throw complete there to Johnson. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Devon Godshaw getting in there and dropping him. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
On 3rd down, here's Harris.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. New England trying to get a place on offense. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. Over the middle, complete. It's Parker.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Jones. It's caught by Aguilar.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So let's go.
2nd down at 4.
They hand this off to Harris.
There's not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
New England on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Jones. Over the middle, he's got Myers.
And he will have a Patriots 1st down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st.
Rock and roll, baby.
They run with Harris.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Out of the gun, they give it to Stevenson.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throw left side complete. That's Henry.
And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Ball on the 8. It's 2nd and 4.
Looking to throw. Jones. The quick slant caught. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Get something together. Let's be smart.
This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's to Aguilar. Touchdown, Patriots.
A 1-yard touchdown pass.
And the Patriots get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Olszewski now from his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. Johnson with a completion over the middle. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Now Trubisky. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now Trubisky to throw. Crossing. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they will set up sharp at their own 41-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Jones. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing, Jones.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Now Jones. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to gallop the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked out and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, though, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for New England. And despite the fact that they're down on the scoreboard, they were able to have some success throwing the football in that opening half. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. Olszewski now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Take a look at Deontay Johnson as this offense runs back out.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
1st and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers.
At their own 23.
Harris will start the drive out. And a short pickup to about the 25.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Oh, nice move.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He finds his tight end, Gentry. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Now it's Trubisky. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. This is Harris on the draw. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of the tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Trubisky. He gets it left side to Johnson.
He's got the 1st down and more.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Now it's Trubisky.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
2nd down and goal. Trubisky. Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. So here are the Patriots now. They get ready for their first possession of half number 2. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. They'll start the drive with Harris. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Alex Highsmith there on the tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 9, Jones. And he finds Parker here, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the draw, it's Harris. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. Thrown to Parker, complete on the slant. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off play action. Jones. That's caught by Myers. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
At this point in the game, and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And right side, Henry's got it.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Harris. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Jones. Touchdown, Patriots. Devontae Parker from 8 yards out.
And the Patriots are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
Olszewski now from his end zone. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers.
At their own 23. Here's Trubisky to throw.
Completes this one to Pickens.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Trubisky will throw.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Trubisky. He sets to fire deep. It's caught inside the 25.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
He's got his tight end Fryermuth over the middle.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Called out a very strong gain of 24.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Now they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Harris is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Harris.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Najee Harris
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just 1 play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And this is caught. It's Parker. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Now a 1st down carry for Harris.
A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris.
And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
New England has found its lead running back, and it's Damian Harris. The Alabama man tied for 2nd in the league with 15 rushing touchdowns and was a game short of 1,000 yards.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 24-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. Jones now on 1st and 10. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Myers.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
A give to Harris. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So on 4th down, Jones jogs off, and on comes a longtime vet, Nick Folk, for the Pats field goal try. And Folk's kick is good.
And that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
After the made field goal, back out is Nick Folk to kick this one off.
Fielded just outside the goal line. The Steelers ready for their next possession.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers.
At their own 24. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Being chased out left.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun.
And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play. And they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it. And he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is fielded at the 27. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Patriots take over.
New England's offense set to go. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10.
At the 34. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. And he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much. Getting outside of the pocket. And it results in a sack.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Looking to throw. Jones got his man complete over the middle. It's Myers. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Jones on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Olszewski now to return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers at their own 23. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Trubisky. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. The 71 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing here, Trubisky. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Finds Pickens out right. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Trubisky. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
On for the extra point is Folk. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be. First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers at their 25-yard line. Back to the air, Trubisky after the pick six. And that is incomplete.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. On the delay, here's Harris. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. Jones and the Pats now with a first and 10. Just shy of the 30. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's second and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Now Jones. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
The Patriots send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky setting up the screen. Harris. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Now Trubisky to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. That's taken on the 25. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. New England trying to get a place on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. On the draw is Stevenson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Here's Jones on first down. He's got it complete to Aguilar.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw there complete to Myers. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Well, they have had no answer for this connection all night long.
Yeah, you just have to think in a 2-minute situation, that's got to be a concentration lapse. You know they're going to go back to him with the game that he's been having.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
Now Jones.
That ball's caught. Aguilar right side.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
Now the Patriots moving quickly, hustling up to the line.
To throw is Jones.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Here's Jones.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a given.
Now Folk for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback.
And now out come the Steelers.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Trubisky's throw there hauled in by Claypool.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Trubisky to throw. Forced, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
I'm fairly sure that there's no good time to cough up the football. But this couldn't be much worse, could it?
No.
This situation, this yard line, no chance.
They set it on a T-form. They're already in field goal range here late in the fourth now.
Yeah, warm up the kicker. Just make sure they take care of the ball now. They've got a chance to put this thing away.
Let's rock and roll.
They hand this off to Harris. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They run again with Harris. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Out of the gun, they give it to Stevenson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So here now is the kicker, Nick Folk. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it is good. He splits the uprights on the chip shot. And it'll be a good time in the Back Bay tonight. The Patriots have won the football game. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.